There are wall boxes with uncalibrated meters, but these are basically a gimmick. As soon as you want to charge the costs, just like at the petrol pump, you need a calibrated meter. Always. Basically, calibration is a test of a measuring device prescribed by law. You might be familiar with this from petrol stations, where a small label usually shows that the pumps are calibrated. As a customer, you know that the amount of fuel is reliably measured and that you are paying for exactly what you get, no more and no less. With charging station for EVs, it's basically the same thing. Unlike petrol pumps, however, many charging stations are in private use. That's why some of them don't even have an energy meter installed, because they supposedly don't need it. Supposedly because an integrated and above all calibrated meter is becoming more and more important, especially in the private sector. There are wall boxes with uncalibrated meters, but these are basically a gimmick. You can see how much energy was charged in total, but you can't do much with it. As soon as you want to charge the costs, just like at the petrol pump, you need a calibrated meter. Always. This naturally affects all commercial operators of charging stations, such as hotels and car parks, but also private people. If I have an EV as a company car, I will probably also charge at home. To be able to invoice the costs to my employer, a calibrated energy meter is obligatory. The same applies if a tenant wants to use a wall box for himself that cannot be connected to his own energy meter for constructional reasons. Instead, it can be connected to the shared electricity of the building or the energy meter of me, the landlord. Furthermore, with the KEBA-X series wallbox, it's even possible to share a charging station, as I can read out and invoice individual charging sessions. MID stands for Measuring Instruments Directive. This is an EU guideline for measuring instruments. Only MID certified energy meters are approved for the billing of energy costs, and therefore only MID compliant wall boxes. This applies throughout Europe, except in Germany and Austria, where stricter requirements have to be met. The so-called Mess- und Eichrecht, in English Gauging and Calibration Act, is the German implementation of MID, the European Directive for Measuring Instruments. Charging stations that comply with Mess- und Eichrecht can usually be recognized by the letters M and E being visible somewhere on the wallbox housing. ME wallboxes do not measure the energy more accurately than others, but they store the information on each charging session in the charging station itself, and also over a longer period of time. Because more complex hardware is required for this, ME wallboxes are generally slightly more expensive than MID certified ones. All our C and X series wallboxes have an integrated energy meter. This is optionally available calibrated, either MID certified or compliant with Mess- und Eichrecht. This means that charging electricity can be billed legally on a kilowatt-hour basis, and that all over Europe.